A lot of people struggle when it comes to writing relevant cold emails and messaging for outbound, including LinkedIn messages. So I've put together a quick video and guide with 6 tips that I go through when I'm preparing to write messaging for my outbound. So what to prepare for before you even write anything? Well, the first thing you need to do is understand that the person that you're targeting. Get really clear on their roles and responsibilities. Think about what they're accountable for and how they're measured within their role. And ask yourself, what do they spend their time thinking about? What problems come up in their role on a day-to-day basis that of course are relevant to your solution? And also, what would make their job more easy or more successful? So something that's helped me in the past is to actually look at the LinkedIn profile of the prospects that I'm about to reach out to. Now, I don't look at every prospect that I reach out to, but I might open 3, 4, 5 different LinkedIn profiles, have a scan through of those and see how they're describing their roles, their challenges, and what they're responsible for. If you have profiles which don't have a lot of information on, then another good place is to look at job descriptions to see how the job and the responsibilities are worded. That will help you get some more insights to write more relevant messaging too. The second thing is to identify 1 or 2 real problems that they likely care about. So you want to focus your message on the challenges that they're already aware of or feeling in that day-to-day work. Avoid making your message about your product and start with what they care about. Ask yourself, what's frustrating or slowing them down? What are they trying to improve but struggling with? What might be broken or inefficient in their current process, in their current way of doing things? So another thing that I like to do is imagine that I'm sitting in a pub talking to my prospect. They've just had their first beer and they're about to drink their second beer. And then I ask them, how's work? Now, I'm thinking about how would they be answering the question. That beer is just an analogy to almost say that they're a little bit more relaxed, their guard is down, and they're going to be really, really honest about how things are. Because this is the type of messaging that I want to match and write like in my emails and in my LinkedIn messages. Of course, I don't want to be too casual or too informal, but I do want to use the language that my prospect is likely to be using. Another thing is to be clear on what you're actually offering in this message. Write down the specific outcome that you want people like them to achieve. Focus on the business impact, not just what your tool or service is. No one cares if you are the leading ML, machine learning analytics platform. What do you actually do? Why would I care? So think about what results have we delivered for other people like them? What's the simplest way to explain how you can help? And think about what is the outcome that we actually deliver. Just focus on the outcome. That can be mean a big difference between getting a reply or not getting a reply. Then also gather 1 relevant proof point. So messages are much stronger when backed with a quick success story, statistic, or an example. It shows that you've done this before and you understand the space and you've helped other people like them. Because ultimately, when they're making any sort of purchasing decision, they want to understand, can this help me and has it helped other people like me in the past? So you want to make sure that you're answering that in your messaging. Even just a 1-sentence reference of a past result can help build that trust. Tip number 5 is choose 1 angle per message. So again, I see this time and time again. Each message that you create and write should focus on 1 clear problem or insight. You don't have to cover everything in this 1 email. You've got multiple emails or multiple touch points to cover these different points. And that's why you can use these different messages to try different challenges or different problems that they might be facing. But for the purpose of this 1 email that you're writing, just stick to 1 main problem. And then the last point is to decide the next step you want from them. So I know that you really just want them to say, thanks for this email, I want to buy, here's my credit card. But in reality, that's just not going to happen. So you want to avoid pushing for the meeting too soon. That's like asking for marriage on the first date. So a different approach is to ask a soft question that invites a reply, and this works best in outbound. So examples are, is this something you've been exploring? Would you be open to learning more? Does this resonate with what you're seeing? Would company name benefit from this? Have you explored a similar solution? You just want to get a reply. The whole point of your messaging, especially when it's email and LinkedIn, is to get a reply. So these are the 6 tips that I recommend that you think about before you even start to write those messaging. Now, we've covered how to prepare. Now I want to show you one way that you can structure a message. Now there are many ways that you can structure your messaging, but you want the reader to think this feels like it's written for me and it's meant for me. And the framework that I like to use is the problem, impact, proof, and soft ask. So start with a problem, highlight the impact, mention some social proof, and then have a soft ask. Now, if you want to see this framework and examples of this framework, and then more videos of me writing emails from scratch, you can click the link in the description to access this link, and it's completely free for you to view. There's no form for you to fill out. I wanted to tease you with that hook there. So I hope you enjoy the resource.